There are moments in life when you feel like everything has fallen apart, when the doors you once knocked on with hope now slam shut, when the people you trusted walk away, when your prayers seem to echo back at you in silence. You sit alone, wondering, where is the help I've been begging for? And then, you remember the most powerful words ever spoken. Kun Fayakun. Be, and it is. These two divine words hold the secret that can transform your entire existence. Because they are not just words. They are a command from the Creator Himself. The same command that brought light out of darkness, oceans out of emptiness, and life out of nothingness. When Allah says, be, the impossible bows down to His will. The unseen becomes seen. The hopeless becomes hopeful. The broken becomes whole again. But here's the question: if Allah can create a universe with one command, then why do we still drown in fear, worry, and doubt? Why do we live as if our lives depend on people, when everything depends on Him? The truth is, we often believe in Kun Fayakun for others, but not for ourselves. We believe Allah can part the sea for Musa, as save Yunus, as from the belly of the whale, or bring Isas, as into existence without a father. Yet, when it comes to our own pain, our own tests, we hesitate, we question, we lose faith in the very words that could change our destiny. Today, I want you to understand the real secret of Kun Fayakun. It's not just about miracles. It's about trust. It's about surrendering every ounce of your being to the One who never fails. It's about walking into your storm with certainty that when Allah wills something for you, nothing in existence can stop it. So let's uncover the truth behind these two divine words and learn how to live with the certainty that your life, your future, your healing, and your success are already written by the One who says, be, and it is. The same divine command, Kun Fayakun, that once shaped the galaxies and gave birth to the stars, is not a story locked in the past. It is not a verse to be admired and forgotten. It is a living reality, still echoing through the fabric of creation at every moment of your existence. Every cell in your body, every heartbeat that sustains you, every breath you take. All of it moves because of that same command. When Allah said, be, the universe responded. The mountains rose, the oceans expanded, the winds began to move, and the world came alive. That power didn't fade away with time. It continues to hold everything in perfect balance right now, at this very second. Think about this. There are more stars in the sky than grains of sand on all the beaches of the world, and not one of them shines without His permission. Every wave that crashes on the shore, every leaf that falls from a tree, every drop of rain that touches your skin, all of it happens because Allah says, be. His command is not bound by time, by logic, or by human understanding. What seems impossible to you is effortless for Him. What looks like an end to you is often just the beginning of something He's bringing into existence with a single word. Sometimes you feel small, forgotten in the vastness of this world. You look at the chaos around you and wonder, does He see me? Does He hear me? But if His command sustains galaxies, do you think it overlooks your heart? You are not invisible to the one who keeps the universe in motion. If He can maintain the orbit of planets with precision, He can surely realign your life with perfection. Every detail, every delay, every heartbreak, it all unfolds under His divine will. Nothing escapes the scope of be. We often believe in His power for others, but hesitate to believe it for ourselves. We read stories of prophets and miracles, thinking they were blessed with something we cannot experience. But the truth is, the same Lord who said, "Be for them," is the Lord who watches over you today. He hasn't changed. His mercy hasn't diminished. His ability to transform hasn't weakened. The only difference lies in our faith, our ability to believe that His command is still working in our lives, even when we cannot see it. So, when you feel like your situation is stuck, remember that you're still breathing under the same divine decree that brought life out of nothing. The power that created everything you see is not limited. It's waiting for you to trust it. Every moment you are alive is proof that Kun Fayakun is still at work. And if Allah can make the impossible happen once, He can do it again. For you, through you, and within you. Faith is the bridge between your prayer and Allah's command of Kun Fayakun. It is the invisible force that brings the unseen into reality. You see, when you truly believe, when your heart surrenders and your trust becomes absolute, that's when divine power moves through your life. Faith doesn't make the path easy. It makes it possible. It's not about seeing the outcome. It's about knowing the one who controls it. When you place your complete trust in Allah, you invite His will to unfold in ways that defy logic. Most people believe in Allah in moments of comfort, but true faith is tested in moments of darkness. It's when you're praying for something that seems impossible, a healing, a breakthrough, a new beginning, and nothing seems to change. That's where faith begins. Faith whispers, even if I can't see it, I know He's working. And that belief, that certainty, is what activates the unseen command, be, be. Look at the story of Maryam a.s. She stood alone, exhausted, in pain, with no one around her. Her circumstances were beyond her understanding, and her situation was humanly impossible. Yet, in that moment of surrender, Allah spoke to her heart. He commanded a stream to flow beneath her and dates to fall from above. It didn't make sense. And that's the essence of divine intervention. It doesn't need to make sense. It only needs your trust. Faith is not about understanding how Allah will make it happen. It's about knowing He will. You don't need to know the details. You just need to trust the designer. The same faith that made Ibrahim walk into fire without fear, that made Musa strike the sea with his staff, that made Yusuf's forgive his brothers, that same faith lives inside you. The question is, do you allow it to lead you? When you rely on people, you limit yourself to human ability. But when you rely on Allah, you tap into infinite power. Your faith becomes the magnet that attracts divine mercy. And the stronger your trust, the faster His decree manifests. Allah's command doesn't require your strength. It only requires your surrender. He doesn't ask you to figure it all out. He asks you to believe that He already has. So, when life falls apart and everything seems uncertain, hold on to faith like your lifeline. Don't let your doubts silence your prayers. Keep showing up, keep believing, and keep whispering, "Wah, Allah, I trust you." Because the moment your heart fully rests in Him, that's when Kun Fayakun begins to move in your life. Faith is the key that unlocks the divine command. And once you trust completely, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stand between you and what Allah has written to be. Sometimes Allah does not say, "Be," immediately, not because He cannot, but because He loves you enough to prepare you first. We often mistake His silence for absence, but His delay is not neglect. It's divine design. Every pause, every unanswered prayer, every moment of waiting is shaping you into the person who can carry the blessing. When it finally arrives, you see, Allah doesn't want to just give you what you ask for. He wants to make you ready for it. And readiness doesn't come in comfort. It's born through patience, surrender, and purification of the heart. When you ask for something great, Allah begins to build you for it. He removes what is unfit for the next chapter of your life. Sometimes that means letting go of people, habits, or attachments you never imagined living without. Sometimes it means breaking you open so that humility, faith, and strength can take root where pride and impatience once lived. It's in that process, the waiting, the crying, the questioning, that you are transformed. The delay becomes the very tool Allah uses to align your heart with His decree. We often want immediate results. We want the door to open now, the healing to happen now, and the miracle to appear now. But Allah, in His wisdom, sees what we cannot. He knows the exact moment when saying, "Be," will serve you, not harm you. If He gives it too early, it may destroy you. If He withholds it too long, it may break you. So, He times it perfectly, not according to your impatience, but according to His mercy. Think of Yusuf When he was thrown into the well, he prayed. When he was sold as a slave, he prayed. When he was imprisoned unjustly, he still prayed. For years, it looked like nothing was changing. But behind every painful chapter, Allah was setting the stage for the command of be. The moment came when the timing was right, when his heart was pure, when his purpose was ready, and then in an instant, the prisoner became a ruler. That is how Allah works. He delays the be until the moment it will elevate you, not destroy you. So, when you're waiting for your own miracle, don't rush it. Let the waiting refine you. Let it teach you patience, deepen your faith, and strengthen your trust. Instead of asking, why hasn't it happened yet? Start asking, what is Allah teaching me through this? Because that shift turns your frustration into faith and your delay into preparation. The truth is, Allah never forgets your prayers. Every tear, every whisper, every sujood is recorded. And when the moment is right, His command will come, sudden, powerful, and perfect. You'll look back and realize that every moment of waiting had a purpose, because His delay was never a no. It was simply His way of saying, be patient, my servant. I'm preparing you for something greater. Miracles often arrive in moments when you least expect them. They don't come with announcements or signs that say, get ready. Something extraordinary is about to happen. They appear quietly, often in the middle of your exhaustion, your surrender, your giving up, because that's when your heart is the most open, the most sincere, and the most connected to the one who can say, be. And everything changes. Allah doesn't need time to create. He only needs to will it. In a single instant, your entire reality can shift from despair to relief, from darkness to light, from brokenness to healing. Think about Yunus, swallowed by the whale, surrounded by darkness upon darkness. The darkness of the sea, the darkness of the night, and the darkness of isolation. From a human perspective, there was no escape. But when he turned to Allah with the words, La ilaha illa anta, subhanaka, inni kuntu minas zalimin, everything changed. The moment he acknowledged his own weakness and glorified Allah's perfection, the divine command was issued. Be. The whale released him, and the impossible became reality. That is the power of Allah's command. It doesn't follow reason. It follows faith. Your situation might look like that dark ocean, endless, suffocating, hopeless. You might be surrounded by uncertainty, waiting for a sign that something will change. But you must remember, Allah does not need a process to transform your life. He only needs a moment. The challenge is, you don't know which moment that will be. That's why you must keep believing, even when it seems like nothing is happening. Because it's often when you stop relying on your own strength and fully surrender to His will that the command, be, descends. Sometimes you're standing so close to your miracle, but can't see it yet. You've cried, prayed, and endured, thinking Allah is silent, when in reality, He is simply setting the stage for a moment that will leave you in awe. Miracles rarely make sense before they happen. They only make sense afterward. That's why you must trust, even when everything around you says, it's over. because nothing is ever over until Allah says it is. The divine command can change everything in ways you never imagined. One dua can open doors that have been closed for years. One sincere sujood can erase decades of pain. One moment of true surrender can attract mercy so vast it transforms your entire life. But the key is not to predict the miracle. It's to prepare your heart for it. Keep your faith alive even in silence. Keep your hope strong even when the weight feels endless. Because the same Lord who saved Yunus in the depths of the sea can rescue you from the depths of your struggle. And when he says, be, no wall is too high, no heart is too broken, and no situation is too lost to be restored. To live with the truth of Kun Fayakun is to live with peace, because you finally understand that nothing in your life happens outside of Allah's will. When you internalize that, fear loses its grip on you, anxiety fades, and the constant need to control everything dissolves. You stop trying to manipulate outcomes, chase validation, or force life to fit your plans. Instead, you begin to trust the plan of the One who knows you better than you know yourself. That's what it means to truly live with Kun Fayakun. It is not just believing that Allah can say, be. It is resting in the certainty that whatever is has already been commanded by Him. When your heart reaches that level of trust, peace becomes your natural state. You stop panicking about the future because you realize that the same Lord who has carried you through every hardship will continue to do so. You stop replaying the past because you understand that what didn't happen was never meant to happen. And what it was written by the most merciful. You begin to see life as a tapestry of divine timing. Every thread, even the painful ones, woven with precision and love. Living with Kun Fayakun means you no longer question Allah's plan, you align with it. You wake up with gratitude, even when things don't look perfect, because you know perfection belongs to His wisdom, not your perception. You stop saying, why me? And start saying, Ya Allah, what are you teaching me? That shift alone changes everything. Your heart softens, your outlook brightens, and your soul finds rest in the awareness that you are never outside of His care. When you look back, you begin to see that every no was protection, every delay was preparation, and every detour was direction. The people who left were never meant to stay. The doors that closed were not punishments, but redirections to better ones. You realize that Allah's be was working even when you thought life was falling apart. It was, in fact, falling into place. And in that realization, peace becomes unshakable. Because you finally understand that nothing, not heartbreak, not failure, not loss, happens without purpose. Every event carries a message. Every moment carries mercy. And every test carries a hidden blessing. To live with Kun Fayakun is to trust that what is meant for you will always find you. no matter how far it seems. It's to believe that your sustenance, your healing, your happiness, and your success are already written, waiting for Allah to simply say, be. So breathe. Let go. Rest in the certainty that you are exactly where you need to be. Because the one who commands creation into being is the same one writing your story. And when he decides it's time, his be will arrive. Not a moment too soon, not a moment too late, but in the perfect moment your heart was always meant to meet it. When you finally understand the secret of Kun Fayakun, your entire life changes. You stop chasing what was never meant to be yours and start trusting the one who never makes a mistake. You stop measuring your worth by what you have or what you've lost and begin to see everything as part of a divine masterpiece, perfectly written by Allah's will. You no longer live as a victim of circumstances. You live as a believer of destiny. You wake up with hope because you know that one divine word, be, can rewrite your entire story in an instant. When Allah says, be, every obstacle becomes a path, every tear becomes wisdom, and every heartbreak becomes healing. That is the beauty of surrender, knowing that even when you don't understand the plan, you can still trust the planner. Every moment of your life, every chapter, every breath, is a reflection of His will in motion. The universe obeys Him effortlessly, and when you start to align your heart with that truth, peace becomes your natural state. So when life feels heavy, when your dua seems unanswered, when your path feels uncertain, remind yourself that Allah's be may already be on its way. It might not come in the form you expect, but it will come in the way that's best for your soul. Because Allah never forgets, never delays without wisdom, and never writes your story without purpose. Hold on to that truth. Let it anchor you in moments of fear, strengthen you in times of doubt, and guide you in every decision you make. The power that created the stars, the seas, and the heavens above, that same power is watching over you, loving you, guiding you, and waiting for the perfect moment to say, be. So trust Him, surrender to Him, and let your heart rest in His timing. Because when Allah commands something for you, no one in creation can stop it. And when He withholds something from you, no one can give it. Everything in your life unfolds by His word. Kun Fayakun. If this message touched your heart, share it so someone else can find hope again. Like it, comment, and subscribe to keep spreading light, faith, and reminders that lift the soul. Because somewhere out there, someone needs to hear this truth today, that when Allah says, be, everything changes.